All right, hey gang, it's Saturday morning. You're tuned in, back around again. Here we are. We got some stuff out here on the table, different location. We've been actually getting some pretty decent cold weather, cold spells around here as we've actually entered into officially winter around here. Of course, not as cold as like my buddy that lives way up north, as Mr. Holzer used to say, way up north near the Canadian border. But yeah, nowhere near as cold as what they've got up there. But it has been a little bit on the cold side. So anyway, we've kind of moved some stuff on the the show to the inside locations and stuff. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and read your comments right here. That's right, your comments, and go ahead and discuss them and everything. And so we got looks like we got a little bit of them here today. No particular order again. And if your comment was not read, it's probably after the taping of the show, or it got pulled for whatever reason, or you just probably don't understand what we do here at the Collectors Radio Show every Saturday morning, dedicated to all of those that are diehard fans, people that just can't get enough of what we do here. And so this is kind of the format and things that we do on the channel and moving forward. All right, first up we have Slimfire. Morning, JW. This is one of your best Collectors Radio shows, and what a great collection of movies. Thanks for reading our comments too. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks, Slim. Yeah, hopefully everybody had a good Christmas. I certainly had a restful Christmas, and something along the lines of just being more rest, relaxation, not so much about the monetary stuff, but just kind of eat some good food and take it easy. All right, Squib, thanks for doing the Saturday morning shows. I am listening while editing 2 Lion Coffee videos. I shot a lot of video from the islands and will be publishing them, some of them, on my channels. You're right about the laid-back lifestyle there. It is very laid-back. No sense of urgency. I live in the southeast Michigan. We are very industrial here. It's very cold over there where you're at. The islands are the exact opposite. The closest I come to being like the mainland was driving the expressways in Oahu, going to McDonald's and shopping at Safeway. So much to experience. Good coffee, good wine, good beer, real chocolate. I had poi and poke for the first time. I am not a fish fan, but I do. I have had poke on the island. Obviously, it's hard not to. Poi is a very interesting thing. I've always wanted to try them. Honu and Ni'i, see, I've been away so long, I'm having pronouncing the waterfalls. Maybe the best thing were all the chickens everywhere. At some point, we want to go back there and see more. Yeah. When I used to do a lot of vlogs and stuff, from my friend's farm, there was like chickens, ducks, and all that stuff everywhere, running around like crazy. Another really cool place, I don't know if you went there, is Akaka Falls, which is out towards Hilo side, if you're talking about the Big Island. Oahu, for me, it's always been, to me, Oahu is, I always best described it as LA on an island. It's gotten crazy. Steven, I think this is you. Again, the YouTube codes are quite different. Growing up in the 60s and 70s, for me, was rock and roll that I still love today. I wish I still had all the vinyl albums I collected all those years. Don't we all? Movies for me were all the westerns from John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, Steve McQueen, etc. Merry Christmas to you and your family. We appreciate that. Thank you. Beretta 9mm USA, best 1911 channel on YouTube. We enjoy the channel, my friend. Keep up the great work, and of course sharing your thoughts and ideas on guns and movies. Merry Christmas, Beretta Senior. Thank you very much. We do appreciate that. Joe P. We don't have any coffee out here. I know, sacrilegious. But swig of coffee for Joe and all the working stiffs, all the 9-to-5ers out there. Merry Christmas. I know I am absolutely alone on this, but when you mentioned Robert Ginty from The Exterminator, which is a great movie, my first thought is The Paper Chase with John Houseman. Ginty was a regular on that show. I am not familiar with that one. Maybe you are the only one. I don't know. Who else is familiar with that? I'm sure there will be others, Joe. I'm sure you're not alone. Sean Lee. Good Saturday morning, great DVD collection. It rivals mine. I've enjoyed over the years collecting movies from my youth and the DVD format. Bruce Campbell's Army of Darkness is definitely a favorite of mine still. Say some of the cheesy lines. Yeah. I had the pleasure of meeting Bruce Campbell. He did a book signing out here, and I did get one of my books signed by him. I wish he had more time to be more personal with us, but the line of people that were there getting their stuff signed and all that was, you can imagine, it stretched around the building. Crazy Scotsman. Like you, I grew up with VHS and vinyl. I had all kinds of records and original player. I used to play that sucker so loud. Sad it's almost impossible to get anything on vinyl now. Yeah, I've been lucky at the local video store, or the record store down in town that I go to quite often and get a lot of vinyl from them. Really, it's where I spend a lot of my time and money. All right. Bohemian Hunting Club. I was the dedicated pause button pusher during commercials. Lion Quest Fitness, Merry Christmas. Squid Lift. I did not know you played a musical instrument. Interesting. Yes, I've been playing the drums for I would say close to 20 years. All right. Tom Riddle. Merry Christmas. And Jeffrey Richardson, good morning and sip of coffee. All right. And those are our comments for this week. We do appreciate everybody that tunes in and chimes in on the comments. It's greatly appreciated, as it is a big part of the show, as you are a big part of the show. So what we were going to talk about today are a couple items that I guess I chose from my collection that, in a sense, that I can't believe that I actually own. That I actually had the opportunity to buy it. I was there when that opportunity came a knocking, and I was able to actually purchase it. And I understand this topic is somewhat in jest, because you gotta, you can't, not all of us are, especially us working stiffs, are in a position where, you can just, have the luxury. I certainly don't have the luxury to just spill out the cash and just pick it up. Why not? I had to create avenues for myself in order to do so. Creating avenues in a way of, say, getting involved in the industry, having friends in the industry, basically being able to pull in favors. Layaway is another good option. Maxing out credit cards, stuff like that. There's other ways to do it that you can get around and figure it out. For me, a big one, I guess, is just really only being responsible for myself. I didn't choose to have children and all that, so that's. Yeah, I guess that's a big, thing about it. I didn't get married, so anyway, but there are things out there, and me, as a collector, and I'm a collector to an extent of like saying, well, that's it, that's all, the finances can only take me so far for collectibles, and I can't, stretch it anything beyond that. That being said, it is also a very important, if you do like this kind of stuff, if you are interested in this stuff, to have a very good grasp and understanding of the price and the market and where it's at and where it's bearing and what's going on and how rare is a certain item that you may be looking at. For me, it was a long obsession and chasing after a lot of stuff over many, many years, being told all kinds of crazy stuff over the years, and maybe not having the opportunity to purchase it, watching things pass me by that I really wanted. It's very painful to do that, as most of you, I'm sure, collectors know. It's very, very hard when your wallet can't bear that price and you have to let it go. So anyway, but like I said, it's important to understand what's the rarity of something, and when something is an absolute phenomenal price, and if you have the money and you can pull it off, you might need to do so. So here's one that for me was something I just didn't pass off, and I'm actually surprised it survived my collection, because a lot of things I do let go, but this one I seem to have held on to. It's in immaculate condition. It really is. This is a Colt Woodsman. It's a sporter. I believe it's a sporter model or something, because you can see it's a short barrel, and that's what I really liked. I love the fact that it was a short barrel, fixed sights, no adjustable, nothing. It's not the big old 6-inch barrel or whatnot. This is the little shorty. And of course, my attraction to a lot of these is that kind of James Bond kind of deal, and of course the movies like Assassins with Sylvester Stallone, Antonio Banderas, and stuff like that. Of course, they're using like Ruger Mark IIs and whatnot, which I have. But as far as 22 goes, these are really cool. They're really old. This is a first type of generation of the models of these. It's not like a pre-Woodsman or anything like that. I did look up the serial number once on this. It's a 1931, I believe, and it'll shoot high velocity ammo. The way you can tell with these, to my understanding, I'm not a virtuoso or anything on this, but you look at where it takes down here, and it depends on if you got serrations, basically going that way, or do you have hatch marks. If you have the checkered hash marks, it means it's a standard velocity only, but if you have vertical lines like this one has, it will take the high velocity ammo. These things best described, and I have shot it. I definitely do not, it lives a lot of times in the safe, but I have brought it out and shot it. It is something I will enjoy. It does shoot very well. It's like a sewing machine, I would say. The tolerances and everything on it, it glides like glass. Things of this type of craftsmanship and everything it's hard to even match this today by today's standards and the market and everything like that. These things are still holding strong, right around $1,000, I think, and they're kind of getting up, creeping in there, a little bit over for sure. So that's why when I saw this and it was available, and I can't, to be honest with you, I can't remember if it was like $600 or $700 or something like that. That's one of those times where I had the cash and I knew it was a really good deal to grab it and run and take off with it. Again, the bluing on this is phenomenal. It looks great. It's hardly got a scratch on it. And this is one of those items that I can't believe I actually own something like this, because it's really neat. It really is. It's even got the original two-tone magazine right there, which is in, like the gun, very good shape, hardly used. So that's really neat. Original two-tone magazine. When you look at all this stuff, and the magazine is in such good shape and everything, and the gun is really in good shape, it's a good indication also that you have pretty much an original piece, so that's always a good, thing. But these things, again, they're not so collectible where they're just like, astronomical prices, although I'm not saying that $1,000 is cheap, but they're not, what I'm saying is they're not tens of thousands of dollars or whatnot. And those kind of things tend to not interest me, because I don't really want something that is like $10,000 or something, at least right now financially. You know, I mean, post lottery winnings, why the heck not? But even then, I just don't want something that I feel like, you know, if I mess it up, scratch it, use it, you know, if it gets something, you know, a flaw on it, you know, is it going to really hurt? So, all right, you know, again, that was one of those things where I saw it, it was available, and I knew the price and I knew the market, and again, that's very important, is knowing. I've seen a lot of woodsmans. I have personally, I'm speaking for myself, I've not seen too many short-barreled ones like that. So that's kind of what I was working with. I hadn't seen too many short-barreled ones. So when I saw that, and I knew where the market was, and I knew that this price tag was a good chunk of change under that market, that's the time where, if you do have the cash in hand, to pull it out and make your purchase and do so. The other one here on the table is one that I've chased after for many years. I ended up getting one, but this one here is a kind of a special one, different. This is the Colt 1911. This is the reintroduction or reproduction of the World War I pistol that Colt put out. I believe it was in 2008 or 2009 or something like that, where they pop these things out, and these things are just amazing. If you're looking for something that's a true rendition of the original, and who better to do it than the Colt themselves, this is it. This is certainly a piece to have. The Colt, you know, 1911. When you mean 1911, this is 1911 right here. It's got all the original features, the original roll marks. In fact, the gun is so well done, they actually had to make a unique serial number for these, so it can be identified that they are remakes or you know, replica or whatnot. And it came with this box and everything. It comes in the Colt custom shop box, and a repop of the original chipboard containers that the guns were shipped in originally for the war efforts. You know, this is the 1918 replica. I believe it's modeled after the 1918. What makes this one kind of unique, and reason I jumped on this, even though I own a black oxide finish one that I shoot and enjoy, this one here is a Carbonia blued one. And from my research and everything prior to obtaining this, I heard that is actually the rarer of the bunch. There's, from what I understand, there's about 3 versions of this out there. There's this one, the Carbonia Blue, and I don't even know if I'm saying that right, because again, I'm not I don't pretend to know everything. There's that one, and then there's the anniversary one, which is part of known as the Tier 3. The anniversary one is identified, I always called it the happy birthday one. On this side of the pistol, instead of it saying model of U.S. Army, it says 1911 to 2011 on the side of the slide. So that's the Tier 3 anniversary gun. And then the other one would be the black oxide one, which I own as well, which is basically this gun, only just the black oxide finish. To tell you the truth, side by side, I can't figure out what it is that makes it so much different. Looking at this, it does have a different type of hue to it, I guess, the bluing on it. You know, for whatever it is, you know, the Carbonia blued finished one seems to hold the most value. These have gotten up in some ridiculous prices. I will say that. These things have exceeded $2,000. Interesting enough, when they first came out, I think they were price pointed at like about $1,000 or something. So they've doubled their money. But they do. They're not super rare. They're not like so rare that if you ever found one, you better like do whatever it takes to buy one. They pop up. They really do. They float around. They pop up. They become available, and it's just up to you. Rather, if you want to pay the price that. Although, however, I will say this: the ones that I've seen popping up, they're not cheap. They definitely are not cheap for what they are. And I mean, I will say this right now: they're, are they the best, finished? Probably not. It's got a lot of sharp edges on it, but then again, you can chalk that up to saying that, well, Colt was reproducing these exactly what it was for the military, and I really don't think that the military guns that they got were, all rounded and done up really nice. You can argue that too. But they've gotten expensive, but they come in spurts. They are available on the market. So that's another one that I can't believe that I actually own. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Just wanted to kind of do a one on this stuff that, I mean, I can't believe this stuff is in my collection. This is one of the few, this is actually this is the only Safe Queen I can think that I own. Because yes, I do not fire this. I do not do anything. This is strictly a collector's item for me. And I'm glad to have it because this is just kind of one of those things where this is the quintessential brass ring of a Colt 1911 for me, because this is something, this is what really got me chasing after Colt 1911s when I first saw laid eyes on videos and pictures and stuff of this exact firearm that was out there that Colt had made. It's really cool that they done something like this. So this again, this I can't believe is actually in my collection that I have. So anyway, thanks for watching.